tell me about legacy interviews. How does it work?
What I do is oftentimes it's adult parents getting it for their parents, and they want to get it so that the grandkids can watch it, right? So oftentimes, maybe like in my case, I was in my 40s before we started having kids. By the time my kids are old enough to understand my dad, he may be gone. And so we sit down with the grandparents, and we often will do like a full day of interviews. Mom will have an interview, dad will have an interview, and then we do an interview with them together. And we cover 5 areas. We start off talking about your ancestry. So how did your people get here? Who were your people? How did you think of yourselves? Then we talk about your childhood. One of the things that we really focus on is not asking kind of generalist questions, tell me about your childhood. We ask really specific questions like, who did your parents spend time with, right? So that way they can relax and they can get an image of their mind and be like, when Uncle John came over, they'd get out the ashtrays and the whiskey and they'd have a good time. So then after childhood, where we talk about your schooling and did you go to church and what kind of rules did you have, then we talk about your career. So what did you do during your working years? What went really well? What didn't go so well? What did you learn throughout your time there? Then we talk about marriage and parenting. We spend a lot of time talking about, tell us about the kids as they were growing up. When did you see their personalities first coming out? What was important? When did you have to make a tough decision as a parent? And if they're doing the couples interview, we talk about, when did you first notice her? What did her parents think of you? How did you know he was the right person to commit to? And then on the final section, that we call it the wisdom section, that's where we ask kind of the more ethereal concepts like, what is success? What should your future generations know about God? What is it that they should know about money? When I talk to farmers, I would say 80% of our clients are farmers. I ask, what should your future generations know about debt? And then when we're all done with the interview, what they get is, for each session that we've done, they get their own video for it. So a full day would end up being 3 interviews, mom's interviews, dad's, and then the one of them together. It's very little edited. It's mostly just a conversation between us. But if there was like a false start or somebody says, I thought about it, I don't really want that story in there, we cut that out. But it's just a very genuine, deep conversation. Usually each session is about 2 hours long.